Another woman coming forward to say Bill Cosby drugged and raped her. She was one of the Jane Does from the infamous 2005 case against the embattled comedian. Her name is Patricia, and she first met Cosby when she was 22 years old and an aspiring singer. This was in the late 70s. She presents two new angles not previously covered. First, a bizarre request that she says Cosby made about her appearance, and the location she says Cosby chose for the alleged attack. We have agreed to protect her identity, which is why she appears in silhouette. Here's her story. You were 22 years old.
Yes.
When you say Bill Cosby invited you to a dinner party at his home in Massachusetts. When you arrived there, you realized it wasn't exactly a dinner party, as you had imagined. You were the only guest.
That's right. I expected, when invited to a dinner party, to meet his family or some friends, somebody who could help me with my career as a singer, and was a little dismayed to discover that it was a place setting for two people on a coffee table in front of a fireplace in his home.
Alarm bells start going off. What are you feeling and thinking at that point?
They did, but I was young. I was very much influenced by his fame and his prestige, and I was trying so hard to be grown up and to sort of take it all in as something that I needed to accommodate. The fact that we were alone did bother me, but I thought, he's a trusted man. I can trust him.
Then what happened?
He gave me a drink. He fixed it himself. I didn't see him fix the drink. And I started to feel really odd. Like I started to lose my balance. My speech became slurred. This was after about a half of a drink.
What's the next thing you remember?
I'm waking up. I'm naked. I'm in a bedroom on the main floor of his home. He's standing over me in a bathrobe, telling me that I have to get up and offering me a toothbrush. And I said, what happened? And he said, well, you threw up and you passed out. And I said, where's my dress? And he said, oh, I had to wash it. He never explained why he was in a bathrobe. And he said, you have to go. And this is the middle of the night. And I was sicker than I've ever been in my life.
Did you know that something beyond his story had happened to you?
No, I did not. I really believed him. I thought I'd humiliated and embarrassed myself and couldn't figure out after less than one drink why I'd had that reaction. To my knowledge, I'm the only person who's accounted for an episode that took place in his family home in Shelburne Falls, Massachusetts, where he raised his family with Camille, where his son is buried. To do that in a house where you raise your family just seems really abhorrent to me, and I want the world to know that that's what he did. Whether it was with Camille's knowledge or not, I don't know.
So you were embarrassed, you were humiliated, you still wanted to impress this man who was going to act as your mentor, who was Bill Cosby, who was at that time one of the most trusted men in America, and you saw him again. And then when did you realize that you say you were in danger with him?
The last time I spent any time with him was in Atlantic City, New Jersey. He invited me to meet him for a taping of the Dinah Shore show. And after the show, he invited me to his penthouse suite in the casino resort where he was staying. And he met me at the door, and he would not allow me to enter the suite unless I took the two pills that were in his hand. I said, what are they? He said, oh, they're just something to relax you. And I said, okay, because I wanted to spend time with this man who was offering to help me with my career. And about 30 minutes later, I don't remember anything until the next morning when I was waking up. I woke up with my hair a mess, my makeup a mess, naked, and I felt like somebody had penetrated me.
That's the time that you felt fairly certain that you had been raped.
That's right. And I went to confront him about it, and he became furious with me, called me ungrateful, and threw me out of his suite.
Did you go to the authorities?
I did not. You know, I've been asked a lot, why didn't I go to the authorities? People didn't challenge powerful men in 1978, 1979, or 1980. They just didn't. I told friends and family members, and sadly, many of them didn't believe me.
Those pills, we've just heard, because some of the documents from the 2005 Andrea Constand case, of which you were a Jane Doe, have been released. And in it, in a deposition, Bill Cosby admits that he got 7 prescriptions for Quaaludes. What did you think when you heard that revelation?
I was happy that that was released because it felt like our stories were validated. I know that in the same deposition, at one point he said he gave Andrea Constand some Benadryl. Benadryl will not do to us whatever he gave us did. It will not make us unable to move. It won't make us as sick as we were made. So I was happy that that was reported that way.
There's another thing that happened around the Dinah Shore show where he, before you feel that you were attacked and raped, he wanted you to look a certain way.
Yes.
What was that?
I believe he had an obsession with Queen Noor of Jordan. She met and married King Hussein. He would send me clippings, photo clippings from the newspaper and magazines of her. She wore her hair up in a particular way. And he asked me, before coming to Atlantic City, to have my hair done the same way that she had her hair done.
So bizarre. He had a fixation, you believe, with Queen Noor and wanted you to pose as her. I mean, unconsciously.
Yes, I believe so. And I've also heard from my therapist, who was the one who connected me with the detective investigating Andrea Constand's case, that there were other women who also spoke about their experience of trying to be made to look like Queen Noor. So I don't think I was the only one, but to my knowledge, I'm the only one who's mentioned it so far. I think what he's done is very addictive in nature, something that he can't seem to stop, a compulsion of some kind. And it does seem to be about women who are incapacitated and unconscious and taking advantage of them. It's important to me also to say that I know that I had a part in this. I allowed my ambition to become a singer to overrule the choices that I made. I did not listen to my intuition about the red flags that I saw along the way, so I know that I played a part in that. And I also placed my trust in a flawed human being, and that was my part. But what he did was not right, and it was without my consent.